Hi there. In this video, I'm going to explain how the DonDivi Content Toggle module works. As you can see on screen, this module allows you to switch between two different contents by clicking on a switcher. This has a main advantage in that it allows you to display a lot of content in a reduced screen space in a completely customizable and responsive way. Next, I will show you some demos, but first, let me tell you that this module is included in the DonDivi Builder plugin. If you want more information about this plugin or the modules it includes, I invite you to go to dondivi.com, and there you will have all the information available. But as I said, in this video, I'm going to focus on the DonDivi Content Toggle module. Also, on the DonDivi website, you have some demos available that can inspire you or give you an idea of a use case you could recreate for your project. You can create plans or pricing programs of all kinds. You can also load from your Divi library any layout you have stored there. And of course, from the DonDivi Content Toggle, display it alternately. You can customize the animations to your liking. You could use it, for example, to display different menus or restaurant menus, or even display different contact forms in case you want, for example, to assign or attribute them to different departments. As I said, these are just use cases that could inspire you for your project. I'm going to add the module in my visual builder. For this, I will write Don. This way, as you can see, Divi already suggests all the modules included in the DonDivi Builder plugin. In this case, I will choose the first one, DonDivi Content Toggle, and automatically the dummy content or simulated content will be added, which will allow us to edit each of the fields in a more intuitive way. The fields are grouped into two large blocks, Content 1 and Content 2, which refer to each of the two content blocks on both sides of the switcher. In this case, I will start with Content 1 and the first of them, which is the label. Let's modify it so you can see the result. Label 1. I will do the same with the next one, Content 2, by editing its label and changing it to Label 2. Then I will continue with the fields of Content 1 to explain each of them. The first one we find is the content type, which can be either custom or Divi layout. Custom means that we will be able to create and customize new content from all these fields of the module, while Divi layout will allow us to inject directly here a layout previously stored in our Divi library. I'm going to choose from the selector a layout that I have stored in my Divi library. This case is a row with two columns to show pricing rates. Depending on the layout you choose and the modules it contains, the preview you see here could be altered and not correspond to the original design you made. But once you save the changes and view it on the front end, it will look exactly as you designed it. I'm going to choose the custom option again so that we can create a new content for Content 1 from the module. Firstly, it offers us the possibility of adding an image or icon, adding a title, editing the text body, and also adding a button. All the fields you see here for the custom content are common in all the modules of the DonDivi Builder plugin, so they will be familiar to you when you use another DonDivi module. In this case, I'm going to choose for Content 1 the title Title 1. We can also choose a link for it, although in this case I will not do it. We can edit the text, and finally add a button with the text we want. The button will be displayed as soon as we introduce a link. Since we can choose icon or image, I will initially choose the icon option. And as soon as we choose an icon, we will see it here. I'm going to choose, for example, the face icon. If we choose an image, we can choose any image from our media library, like this one. As you can see, the image is displayed above the content we previously created. I will choose the icon option again. Now from the Design tab, we can customize the content we have generated from the Content tab. Here you can see all the fields from where you can edit the content we previously created. The switcher, the labels, everything related to Content 1, the content itself, the image, the icon, the text, the button, or the animation. Likewise, for Content 2, the fields to edit the content that we have previously defined from the Content tab will be displayed. Let's start with the switcher. We can choose different alignments, left, center, or right. We can modify its height. We can also choose different colors, both for the default color and the active color, that is, the color that will be displayed once we choose Content 2. In this case, I will choose yellow. We can also edit the color of the slider, or leave it in its default white value. Now I'm going to edit the labels, both 1 and 2. For label 1, I'm going to choose bold, and also for label 2. Now I'm going to explain to you that you can also define 2 different colors by activating Divi's hover options. You can choose a default color and a hover or active color, which will apply while the content corresponding to each label is displayed. I'm now going to choose the colors of Label 2, a default color, and a color for hover and active. Alright, let's go back to Content 1 again. Next, I'm going to explain how we can customize the container that houses Content 1 itself. From here, we can choose a background color, round the corners, or choose a border, a margin, or even adjust the padding to our liking. Let's now edit the icon. From the Content 1 image and icon group, we can assign all these styles to the icon we have defined. The color, the size. We can choose different alignments, left, right, or center, or even place it to the left of the text. So then we can also define its vertical alignment, top, middle, or bottom. In this case, I'm going to choose top. We can also adjust the offset of the icon, that is, the distance with respect to the text body, or even edit other values like margin or padding. Now I'm going to reset the default values of the icon again, and next, I will explain how we can edit an image instead of an icon. For that, we go back to the Content tab and choose the Image option. As you can see, the image is positioned above the rest of the content, and now from the Design tab we can edit our image. The size of the image is auto by default, but we can modify it to our liking by reducing it both in percentage or by entering any measurement in pixels. In my case, I'm going to choose a value of approximately 30%. We can also modify the position of the image just like we did with the icon, and also its vertical alignment with respect to the body of the text. From the Offset option, we can also separate the image from the text. And finally modify both the margin and the padding. Next, we're going to modify the styles of both the title and the body of the text. The title can be edited as in any other Divi module. We can modify its font weight, its font size, or its color. We can do the same with the body of the text, modifying its color to our liking, and we could also modify the default styles of the button. Finally, we're going to choose an animation for our Content 1. We can choose both with an entry effect and an exit effect. Let's choose, for example, slide left as the entry effect and slide right as the exit effect. In addition, we can adjust its intensity and also add an additional opacity effect. We can also choose the duration of the animation, measured in milliseconds. Of course, we can review the changes directly by clicking on the switcher. Finally, from the Advanced tab, you will also be able to add custom code to each of the elements that are found here. For example, for the image or icon of Content 1, we could add a border radius of 20 pixels from here. That's all. I hope this video has been helpful and you get the most out of your new DonDivi Content Toggle module. See you soon.